hỡi các đại nghĩa sĩ tân dân chủ, hỡi các anh chị em máu thịt Việt Nam. Chúng ta do dân tộc mà hình thành, vì dân chúng mà đấu tranh. Đứng dậy này, truyền cho đến mãi mãi muôn muôn về sau, là màu mỡ cho đất đai, là kết tụ của tiếng Việt, là tự hào, là di sản cho con cháu. Tinh và hồn luôn luôn cùng sông núi. Sống thì phải cho lẫm liệt, mà thác cũng phải đáng tự hào, bất khuất và hùng anh.
Trân trọng kính mời Đức Quốc công Đào Minh Quân, Tổng thống Việt Nam Cộng hòa đệ tam, cùng tất cả quý đồng nhiệm trong chính phủ quốc gia Việt Nam lâm thời đệ tam Việt Nam Cộng hòa, làm lễ chào quốc kỳ quốc ca Việt Nam Cộng hòa. Bắt đầu.
Cả chú ơi, chào tôi, chào.
Này công dân ơi, đứng lên đáp lời sông núi, đồng lòng cùng đi hy sinh tiếc gì hơn sau, vì tương lai quốc dân cùng sống và khói tinh, làm sao cho núi sông từ nay luôn vững bền, cho thấy phơi trên gương dao.
Chúng tôi trân trọng kính chào Đức Quốc công Đào Minh Quân, Tổng thống Việt Nam Cộng hòa đệ tam, và kính chào quý khán giả. Trân trọng kính mời Đức Quốc công và quý vị cùng chúng tôi nghiêm trang dâng lời cầu nguyện. Chúng con là các thành viên đồng nhiệm của Chính phủ Quốc gia Việt Nam lâm thời đệ tam Việt Nam Cộng hòa. Nguyện xin đấng tối cao, Thượng Đế, Trời Phật và hồn thiêng sông núi, các bậc tiền nhân anh hùng dựng nước và giữ nước, xin phù hộ độ trì ban phước lành cho chúng con, xin che chở cho đất nước và đồng bào thân yêu của chúng con được thoát khỏi cộng sản và nạn chiến tranh tàn phá. Xin bảo vệ Đức Quốc công Tổng thống Đào Minh Quân và tất cả những nhà ái quốc chân chính. Xin cho chúng con thêm khôn ngoan, đoàn kết, nhẫn nại, can đảm, sáng suốt để cùng với Chính phủ Quốc gia Việt Nam lâm thời đệ tam Việt Nam Cộng hòa dẫn đưa dân tộc Việt Nam vượt qua cơn hiểm nghèo đến bến bờ hạnh phúc, vinh quang, trường cửu, mọi nhà được an hưởng thái bình, thịnh trị của thời Thượng Ngôn Thánh Đức. Xin gìn giữ và tôi luyện cho chúng con tinh thần Việt Nam chân chính. Sống thì phải cho lẫm liệt, mà thác cũng phải đáng tự hào, bất khuất và hùng anh, đúng theo gương sáng của vị lãnh đạo tinh thần của chúng con đã tuyên xưng.
anh hùng cứu nguy dân Việt, quên thân mình ngày ngày chung lo việc nước. Một lời thề vì dân chiến đấu, không ngại ngùng vì nước hy sinh cho muôn đời tổ quốc quang vinh. Việt Nam đào minh quân, dân đang chờ ngày vui no ấm.
chén ngọc đậm chìm sông sâu, mặt trời vàng và mặt em nâu, cho anh gửi về một câu thơ tình. Trở về hoa đà phía bên Tây.
A blessed meeting at HIEU Pagoda. After graduating from the 5/71 courses of THU Duck Infantry School, the young warrant officer, Dao Minh Quan, volunteered to be transferred to the hot fighting zone, Quang Tri. At the time, the communists launched terrible suicide attacks. They brought their compatriots to the front as a shield for them, making it difficult for the Army of the Republic of Vietnam to deal with, because they could not shoot at their compatriots. Quang Tri Sub-Region Command had to evacuate to Lý Lai Technical School next to Ben Ngu River, Phu Cam Village, Hue City, the maternal hometown of Imperial Duke. This is also the place with the impression of Phan Bung Chau, a senior, a famous struggle of the Vietnamese nation. In 1974, in honour of him, students and intellectuals across the country donated to build a famous bronze statue named Old Man of Ben Ngu, with 4.5 metres high and weighs more than 6 tons. Hue is a peaceful city, characterised by heavy rains as an invariable natural attribute. When 2nd Lieutenant Quan led the troops on patrol, he passed many temples, including a temple lying quietly in the forest named Tu Hu Pagoda. His shoes and his subordinates got the mud stuck during the march. If the whole unit had to pass through the large courtyard of the temple, the mud from the shoes would surely stick to the paver's floor, made of adjacent square stones, and the mud would get stuck in the grouting gap, When the sun is up, this clay will dry and harden and stick to the gaps between the pavers, making it difficult to pry off, to clean the whole temple yard. Therefore, he felt sorry for the monks, who had to clean up very hard tortuously, to sweep the layers of mud stuck in the grouting pavers and pry the mud layers that were stuffed between the pavers to make the whole temple yard clean and beautiful. At first, he automatically took off his shoes and tied them together and put them on his shoulders. At the time, his body was very thin, so his shoes kept falling over his shoulders. He had to put them over his shoulders and chest to keep them still, then walked barefoot across the temple courtyard, but did not give orders to his soldiers. However, when the subordinates saw the commander doing this, they also followed suit, taking off their shoes and walking through the temple in silence. At this time in the temple, the Venerable Vichon-Duk saw a kind personality slowly through the action of the young officer, so he paid attention and affection. It is rare to find a combat officer in the time of the army who appreciates such a solemn place and thinks of others. During the time of the 2nd Lieutenant Kwan's unit in HIEU, he found a place to station next to the river, away from the temple, because of his fear of his subordinates. They are young soldiers, might be difficult to preserve. A decent image can be noisy, and omitting bad words will annoy the monks, losing solemnity and peace of meditation. Most Venerable Thi Chong-Thuk was 32nd disciple of First Patriarch Thich Tin Kiet in 1974, the most venerable Buddhist monk in Vietnam at the time. Was a high-hearted virtue, very cherished by Buddhists and people. His Venerable Master cherished 2nd Lieutenant Kwan and invited him to the temple to play chess and talk. Through many conversations, Most Venerable understands the mind of harmony, but intelligent, wise, and humble of the young officer, so he passed on the Dharma name Thich Nam Kwan. One day, the Venerable Master invited 2nd Lieutenant Kwan to the temple to discuss at the time, because there was no paper. He had to take a piece of wrapping paper from a cigarette pack to write the Master's words, then fold it up and put it in his pocket. After that, his unit also moved to another place. At this time, the war increased. The battlefield was fierce, and the 2nd Lieutenant Kwan was so busy on the march that he got the instructions written on the cigarette pack in his pocket. In the summer of 1972, the ARVN recaptured the ancient citadel of Quang Tri. 2nd Lieutenant Kwan, example Imperial Duke, proposed the establishment of the Black Tiger Unit and was assigned to command this special intelligence group with pre-detection and reconnaissance work in the area of the Quang Tri province line and arrest the communist oligarchs within the first military zone. In the fall of 1972, he captured a communist boss alive who later learned that he was Li Duan. This achievement contributed to stopping the second communist attack on Quang Tri, with their plot to launch a provisional government in the territory under the administration of the Republic of Vietnam, and he was promoted to lieutenant. In 1973, the Venerable Master was seriously ill and was taken to Saigon for treatment. But because of the urgent situation, the communists massively attacked the whole of Quang Tri. Because he was busy with military operations and had the important task of hunting communist oligarchs, he could not return to Saigon to visit. After the Venerable Master passed away, Lieutenant Kwan suddenly remembered the piece of note kept in his pocket, so he took it out and he looked at it again. Although wrinkled due to repeated washing because it's silver lining coated paper, it is not torn. When he saw it, he was very surprised because the date on the piece of paper and the day of the Master passed were on the same day. Lieutenant Kwan has more profound thoughts about the beloved Venerable Master, about his enlightenment with him, and the day spent talking, chatting, and receiving more words from the Venerable Master. After the events of 1975, Lieutenant Kwan went to the United States and then in 1995 to the Adelanto Desert to meditate. On December 23, 2002, while he was meditating in the desert, Most Venerable Thich Tin Han, Dharma Master Lin Sun from Taiwan, visited and handed him a letter and relics of the Most Venerable Thich Chon Thuk, a monk, robes, and bowls with the message. Most Venerable Thich Chon Thuk decided to pass the robes on to Thich Nam Kwan, Imperial Duke. Nearly 4 years later, while attending the laying ceremony, the first stone to build Chan Nguyen Zen Monastery, Abba Bhikkhu Thich Dang Phap, also an officer of the Army of the Republic of Vietnam, Imperial Duke is surprised to meet Venerable Thich Chon Tam, a disciple of the Most Venerable Thich Chon Thuk. He is also looking into the desert to meet the Imperial Duke Dao Min Kwan. After meeting again at Tu Nhan Dong on September 24, 2006, he also presented him with a monk robe, according to the will of the Most Venerable Patriarch at the time. Imperial Duke Dao Min Kwan was also known as the Master of the Desert. Imperial Duke President Dao Min Kwan was born into the royal lineage with the leading merits of Vietnam. Growing up, he was trained by genuine priests from Catholic schools. In 1987, he was also accepted as the sole HIEU by philosopher Father Long Kim Din, the leading philosopher of the era. He taught him to be more imbued with the national morals. The element of inheritance from his genealogy and educational background is a big part of the special character of the Imperial Duke, which makes most people, especially monks or intellectuals, happy with him, whom they all admire. The most important milestone in his educational foundation is 20 years of meditation and self-enlightenment in the Adelanto Desert from 1995 to 2015. This is the time he reads almost all the books he knows and heard about, turning them into himself. Then he burned them all when he realized that all knowledge led to a single truth, love. He declared that love was the ultimate truth and the source of knowledge, and only the loving God is the supreme God. Since then, he is the living dictionary. We can ask any questions and get a correct answer from him. And he found that the answer to the question of his life, how to win the communists, it is, love will erase hatred, uphold the truth to eliminate communism, his ideological resolution, which he concluded. The truth, justice, and love, our gods, will win the Communist Party. Our sea of love will extinguish the red flames of communism. We would like to take the sentence of his as a lesson for ourselves. In the face of the trap of fame and profit, be a little bit calmer. Be a little bit more comfortable in the face of an economic downturn. Stand in the right position in each mission. That is the great intelligence in this life. Imperial Duke President Dao Min Kwan has never been discharged from the military in the past 54 years, since he joined the army at age 16. However, within him is the essence of a humble cultivator. We will certainly encounter many cute situations and strange personalities while watching the journey of his life, like the enlightenment with enabling Thich Chon Thuk at the ancient temple in HIEU City. These situations and personalities will leave a mark on people's hearts forever.
Xin tạ từ với chiếc hôn thầm lặng anh trở về hóa đà
quên thân mình ngày ngày chung lo việc nước. Một lời thề vì dân chiến đấu, không ngại ngùng vì nước hy sinh cho muôn đời tổ quốc quang vinh. Việt Nam đào minh quân, dân đang chờ ngày vui no ấm, xóa tan bao lỗi lầm than. Việt Nam đào minh quân, xây cơ đồ hồn thiên sông núi, ánh dương lên soi sáng khắp địa cầu.